Let's get into some more of these student athletes over at Denmark High today. A 6'6", 300-pound offensive lineman decided to play for Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. He had his fair share of choices, of course, but he was ultimately won over by Coach Saban's ability to communicate throughout the entire recruiting process. It's really interesting stuff. I sat down with him earlier today, and we talked all about his Crimson Tide decision. Here now with Dayne Shor, an offensive lineman from Denmark High School, signing his national letter of intent with the University of Alabama today. Dayne, congratulations first and foremost. A big day for you, but you've been committed to the Tide for a while. Why are you deciding to go with Nick Saban and the Tide?
Yeah, first off, man, when I took my first visit to Alabama, which was a spring game, recruiting was still shut down, but I kind of just went up there by myself with my parents, my little sister, and, you know, that moment was like, you get that, you know, when you get that feeling, I got that feeling. It was just a whole different feeling for me. And, you know, when I took my official visit in June, you know, just the culture and standard that Alabama has set, it was just kind of a no-brainer.
People can't really tell because we're sitting down, but got great offensive lineman size. You're 6'6", 300 pounds. Obviously, Alabama likes that a lot. You're versatile, though, as an offensive lineman. Where did they kind of see you, or do you know yet?
So when I was working, I went to a camp early June to work with Coach Marone, and he was working me at right tackle.
Is that where you're most comfortable?
I could play anywhere they need me.
I mean, we talked about your versatility. What kind of offensive lineman does the University of Alabama get in Dayne Shor?
Well, I can tell you that they're going to get someone really tough, someone that's an absolute dog. I can tell you that right now. And just someone that really buys into the program and what Alabama has set for standards for us.
What ultimately sold you? Was it a conversation with Nick Saban? Was it some of his assistant coaches? What was it?
So when the new offensive staff got hired at Alabama has been the most consistent as far as setting up Zoom calls and speaking with Coach Marone, Coach Saban. I was talking to him all the time, and that really was a big deal for me. Just all that, just kind of, you know, it just added up, and it was just right.
So you really could have played at several different schools, but you narrowed it down to both Texas A&M and Alabama. Why those two?
You know, I'd say I've built really good connections at both of those schools. You know, obviously Texas A&M is a really good school as well. Shout out to all the coaches over there that have recruited me. It truly means a lot for me, and when it just came out to the small little details, Alabama was just the right fit.
All right, last question, because I know you want to enjoy this day with your family. What are you most excited for when you get to Tuscaloosa?
And that's really hard, man. I'm really excited to start my degree in entrepreneurship. That's what I plan to major in, and just being able to be on the team, because you know, there's very few people that would get to say they play for a guy like Coach Saban. And my position coach, Coach Marone, he's coached in the NFL as a head coach for a really long time, and not a lot of programs offer that much of experience between all the coaches.
I know your family. I saw their faces. They're incredibly proud of you today. Congratulations, Dayne. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be great for the Crimson Tide. I can't say it, but can we get a...
Roll Tide.
All right. And really quickly, you might have mentioned, or you might have saw that picture that was on the desk there when he was signing his national letter of intent. I just wanted to say really quickly, that's Dayne's brother that passed away when Dayne was 16 years old a couple of years ago. He said that he felt him every step of the way today. Really great conversation with him. Really excited for him to go do great things with the Crimson Tide.